we've advocated so much for creating programs to help veterans transition,
Mhm.
not only like mentally, but also education wise. Like, I remember when I transitioned, nobody told me what a VA loan was. I didn't even know that I
Nope.
qualified for a VA
Me
loan.
neither.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you either. And
Mhm.
it's almost like sometimes I laugh and I say, they just don't want us to know because too many of us might use it,
Maybe.
and then they got to guarantee all these loans.
Yeah.
It's interesting to kind of really come from that aspect and have that type of transition where you're learning all these things. Like, not disability, for instance. Like, I didn't know you could go and ask for things,
Mhm.
for disability based on things that happened to you during active service. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then when I found out about it, I didn't even know how to do it. I was like,
Mhm.
well, this hurts, that hurts. See, here it goes. And I got denied everything. And
Yeah.
then when I got denied everything, I was like, I'm not doing this. And you've got that military mentality. I always say that Marine Corps mentality, like, suck it
Mhm.
up, buttercup. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you don't got to
That's our
deal.
that is our family motto. Suck it up, buttercup. How are you gonna live? That's
Take two
you can do
Motrin
it.
and shut up.
Yeah, there you go.
And so it was odd, but I'm glad that I was able to learn a lot and then pass the word, like really get it out there. We've been doing a pretty good job at that, so I'm excited about that, and I've got good buddies that do it way more than I do. I mean, creating
Mhm.
groups and programs and systems and all kinds of cool stuff. I've got a future podcast coming up with a good buddy of mine out of San Diego, um, uh, retired senior master chief in the
Okay.
Navy, and super great guy. And he's creating a program that I can't really talk about right now,
Mhm.
but when his
Yeah.
podcast comes up, you'll hear about it.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be pretty exciting, and I'll send you that one when we get it.
Very good.
All right, so now let's continue on the balance side. So because we just talked about you and your wife, and you're both in mortgages, so it's kind of like a blended balance. But now you've got kids that are active. You've
Mhm.
got a daughter in dance. You've got football going on. You've got
Mhm.
kids that are. You wrote. How many kids do you have? 4 or 5?
We have 4.
Oh, okay. Because I think you put 2. You put 4, 21, 9, 9, and 7. I was like, you got twins. No,
We got twins, yeah. We do.
you
We got
coming
twins,
down.
twin boys. Twin
That's
boys, yep.
awesome. That's awesome. All right. So with the boys that are in football,
Mhm.
you're the coach.
I'm the coach, yeah.
So how do you fit
So,
that in, man? How do you fit in?
um
This is a busy life, man.
it's a busy life. I mean, but you guess you stay busy and you figure out a way. So, it's I-9. It's a great organization. So it's I-9 flag. So it's a Saturday. It's either a Saturday or Sunday. This league has been in this town for almost 20 years. It's one of the oldest leagues in the city for sure, and it's very very well run. And it's one practice, one game that Saturday. And usually with my teams that like they will have one practice during the week, like on a Tuesday or Thursday, just to kind of keep it going. But we just make it manage. And yes, I-9. So a lot of times the parents step up. Like there was sometimes where we have to go away, like for a
Yeah.
conference or something. And then I say, hey, I have playbooks and wristbands, and I have a system,
Yeah.
so for
Yeah.
the military. So we don't just wing it. So we have different playbooks, and it's just really enjoy coaching. I think this is the 6th or 7th season the boys have been playing. They'll be at the edge of their range for the 7 and 9 division, and they'll decide whether they want to play tackle, and that opens up a whole other set of questions because football in Florida is competitive, so it's definitely a really good league. And then they'll decide in the fall if they want to play tackle or not.
Yeah. So you mentioned to me that your wife was a bit nervous with tackle.
She is,
Yeah, yeah.
and
With
I think
rightfully so, would we
I don't
say?
know if it's the physicality of it. There's a lot of good safety protocols. I think mainly it's the time commitment because Florida, there's a lot of different football programs, and they try and they're all. I mean, they all want to focus on winning, but so that means more practice time during the week. I prefer. I probably want to go towards Pop Warner because I think it's a national brand.
Yeah.
So there's a good Pop Warner leagues around here. That's what I've been researching. So it's limited travel from here from Fort Pierce down to Palm Beach Gardens, so it's not terrible. It's kind of what I'm looking. There's also local leagues that are at one place, so it was just evaluating that. She's not sold on it yet, but we'll see. I mean, because they'll be 10 in June, And that's about when our oldest son started playing tackle. So we'll see what happens.
Yes. Now, the boys, are they excited about tackle?
They are, and I've been very keen not to push them. As I look,
Yeah.
you tell me what you want to do, because I don't want to, push either way. Don't do it because you think I want you to do it. Tackles is different. So they've learned I-9. There's different, tactics, and because everyone's eligible, and you're not getting hit. I mean, it's physical, but it's still flag. So, and there's certain skills that they have, and they haven't worn pads yet. They don't know understand what that's like.
They don't know that.
So, who knows whether they'll like it. So
Yeah.
we'll see and it's a different work ethic too, when you play tackle. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we do that with the girls too. I think we're very careful not to push them one direction or another. They play competitive volleyball. But the one rule that we do have is that they have to do something.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't just say, well, I don't really want to do the volleyball anymore. That's not going to fly.
Yeah.
You got to do something. So pick what you want to do,
Good rule.
Yeah.
And our daughter is in competitive dance. She's on a competitive dance team, and she's on, travel. So we've been to Orlando area twice. In fact, football starts on the 13th, and then we go to DC, and then we come back. And then right after we get off the airport, she has to take her to another dance competition. So my wife has to go this way. I have football. So the boys, so we just kind of, tag team and roll out.
Yeah, we got something like that coming up too in Orlando, where my wife and I have to try and figure out our schedules because they're in different age groups, right? So one's in the 13 group, the other one's in the 16 group, and so they play different weeks. So they're 2 consecutive weeks. One plays 1 week, the other one plays the other week. It's incredible.
Oh, wow.
How much time goes into this. Like, they couldn't figure this out together. I'm like, come on, guys.
Exactly.
I don't think they're thinking about us parents with 2 age groups,
Yeah, not very good. Yeah, because our daughter goes to dance, 4 nights a week. So Ooh. 3 nights, but one night is like from 3 to 7. So it's like almost like 4 nights a week. So
yeah. We know the kids are in practice till 10 p.m. when they go. And it's a lot of work, but man, let me tell you, they're in shape, they're active, they're healthy, they're taking care of business. I think personally, that's so important, especially now with the ease of being lazy, the cell phones, the TVs, the iPads, the computers, it's very, very, very easy for them to just kind of like hermit, shut down and they're quick to do it, by the way. Like, if there's a Saturday where they don't have tournament, they don't have practice, they don't have anything, they don't come out of their bedroom.
That's true.
It's almost like they're afraid if they come out the bedroom, we're going to come up with a plan to go do something, So yeah. So they're it's important to keep the kids busy, man. That's just my opinion. I think, all the parents out there that are listening, if you think you don't have time, I hope you're listening, because, I run and operate 3 different companies. I'm the president of all 3 of them and the founder of 2 of them, and so I if I can find time to attend volleyball games, go to tournaments, take my kids to practice, things of that nature, if you're a parent, you're listening, you go, man, I just don't have the time. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You just got to figure it out. And it's funny because you said something, you kind of threw it out there, and I'm not sure everybody heard it. You were like, man, I got systems in place, military, and we just have that kind of mindset, where it's like if you want it to get done, it will get done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what it boils down to. I coach, obviously I've been coaching for a decade now. And one of the focuses that we have is time management. Obviously, it's so important. But we break it down, time management versus time valuement, and time valuement is something I learned from a friend of mine. And we really focus on not only breaking down the things that need to be done, but also like putting enormous amounts of attention on the things that bring extreme value, like being at your kid's football game, or being at a meeting with a particular client. Like, all of the, it's value in different directions, different ways.
Exactly. Well, I'm in a top flight mortgage coaching company, growth only coaching. In fact, they are guys from Chicago. They just moved to your area, actually. So I've been we're coached and to focus our time in different theme days. I'm sure it's similar to what you're coaching. So I coach on the football side, but we're also coach, personally in my business. So you do get things done. So you have focus work time. Like today's Tuesday. We already called all my updates. Call both sides of the transaction. Here's where we're at. Where we're going. And then, I'll got off of here, pick up the phone. Set some appointments. Teaching a class next week on a listing strategy. How using a video CMA, because after the NAR settlement, listings is a focus. So it's trying to add value to my realtor partners as they transition to this whole NAR stuff that you can't get away from.
Yeah, it's on everybody's, on the tip of everybody's tongue right now, man. Mm-hmm.